Wrestling has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me!
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I am one half of Didn't Even Do It Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What is up, y'all? It's really weird not having a third body here.
Right? I was just about to say that, but I was also going to say, it feels like forever since we've been on the podcast.
Oh, for real, though? Oh, is it Bound for Glory? Last month?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez. I mean, at least we're getting more space between things? But, like, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
happy Thanksgiving to all those that celebrate.
yes.
And now for us wrestling fans, the real highlight of the Thanksgiving weekend. Survivor Series.
WarGames.
I'm really glad we got William Regal back to do that on TV. Because I've missed that man yelling WarGames.
Because it's beautiful.
He has the best WarGames cry ever, and I will argue with anybody about it.
Can I just say, I'm a little sad that with the way that they were teasing things, we weren't getting either a NXT and main roster WarGames, or we weren't getting a TNA and NXT WarGames.
TNA and NXT would have been fun, but you know what WarGames I wanted to see?
What?
You know who I wanted to see locked in those cages?
I'm assuming Solo Sikoa's group and
MFT Wyatt 6. Because tell me
yes.
that wouldn't have been magic.
It would have.
I'm okay with the women's WarGames.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to open, by the way, but I'd prefer that to be the main event. Highly doubt that's what it's going to be, though. So, speaking of our match card and the women's WarGames match, let's get started.
So, women's WarGames match, we have Team Babyface. That consists of AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, IYO SKY, and Rhea Ripley. Taking on Team Heel, which is Becky Lynch, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and the Kabuki Warriors being Asuka and Kairi Sane.
The fact that IYO has been involved in every women's WarGame since they've brought it back.
Yes.
And Rhea is not that far behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Is amazing. Did you see her post on Twitter?
I have not.
Let me introduce you guys to my friend Mr. Trashcan.
Oh,
he is
yes.
my best friend, and he may also be my partner this weekend.
Yes, definitely. I did see that. I thought you were talking Rhea for a second.
No. I'm talking IYO, because 3 things are certain when it comes to the world of pro wrestling.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre somehow in the title picture.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Rhodes asking you what you want to talk about.
Yep.
IYO SKY participating in WarGames with the trash can.
Yes. So going into our predictions before we kind of get into the hullabaloo of everything, majority of us, actually all of us but one, have gone babyface. Desario being Team Heel.
Oh, of course he's the odd man out.
I'm going to get into his prediction and then we'll talk a bit more about this and how we got here. Women's WarGames, this will be a match of the night. Going with Team Becky, though, she will get the pin on AJ to continue the feud to the Rumble.
See, I can kind of agree with that. This feud is going to continue.
It is.
Till at least Rumble.
Regardless of how this ends, yeah.
AJ gets her to tap, though, to the Black Widow. AJ gets her to tap to the Black Widow. She already has momentum on her side by helping pick up the victory at WrestlePalooza when it was mixed tag action. Husband and wife versus husband and wife. Great match. But there's no way in hell you put AJ Lee in her first ever WarGames and not have her win.
Also, can we just talk about what happened recently on Monday night with Becky claiming that she put this team together?
No.
I have a feeling that's going to be one of the biggest downfalls here.
And Becky's ego is going to be the other reason that...
Yeah.
Because, let's be real, She has a history with everybody in that group except for Lash.
She has a history with everybody on the opposite side, too.
At some point, her mouth is going to get her in trouble, and then her team's going to turn on her as well. Nia broke her face.
Yep.
She's had rivalries with Asuka over the women's world title.
Yes.
We remember Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
Rivalry there.
Yep.
With Becky. Kabuki Warriors have also
had their own
issues with Becky over the women's tag titles in the past. Like, Lash Legend is the only one here that really ain't got no beef with Becky yet.
Can I just say, I am so excited to see Alexa Bliss get in this. I'm excited for AJ Lee, but I'm excited for Alexa to get in this and just clobber the hell out of Becky. Because, can we talk about their past? And the first real feud that they both had on the main roster was each other.
Was each other over the SmackDown women's title back during the SmackDown Live days.
Yes.
She also, one of the 4 horsewomen,
Charlotte
her and
Flair.
Charlotte have a dated history going back to NXT.
Forever.
Rhea, Becky.
Yes.
That's a big one in itself. IYO, Becky. Again, all
Damage
of these.
Control.
Damage Control. Women's World Title. Charlotte has beef with Asuka over World Championships. We Are Not Friends recently losing the titles to the Kabuki Warriors. Kind of want that lick back.
Yeah.
Lash Legend costing them a match. Like, there is so many different stories that you are going to expand on with this one match alone in the women's division. And I, for one, am excited.
So, just kind of jumbling quickly into it as to how we got here. I know we're a bit behind in how we normally do things, but it's Survivor Series. We can go a little bit out of whack. Obviously, we know that there's been a lot of issues between the babyface team and the heel team. For the longest time, neither had a 5th member until Team Babyface saw AJ coming and assisting Maxine Dupree in becoming the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, and kind of took that as an advantage to, let's talk. Pull her to our side.
Oh, yeah. And then host that Rhea AJ moment. Obviously, you knew Team Heel was going to have something up their sleeve, and who currently hates AJ Lee with a burning passion?
It's Becky Lynch, and it's not just her saying it.
Literally, it's everybody in the world saying it and seeing it. So why not take advantage of that announcement and
run ruckus with our own?
I'm just going to... And mind you, Nia and them didn't recruit her. She just kind of came out, attacked AJ, and was like, yo, I'm finna be part of your team.
Here's the handshake.
Hey, I'm part of your team.
No,
Remember,
it's her team.
I'm part of your team, but I'm really going to claim it's mine.
Mm-hmm. All right, take us into our next match.
That was rude. I was drinking. Anyway, Women's World Championship, Nikki Bella challenges La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be one of Stephanie's first real big tests as champion on the main roster.
Really?
Think about it. Outside of IYO, and that absolutely 100% perfect match they had at WrestlePalooza that Stephanie won for the vacated Women's World title. Where has she really, actually, truly been tested?
I am only saying, a question onto your comment because I know how you feel about Nikki Bella in the ring.
I say it not because of her in-ring ability, but because of her name and status.
Okay, there we go.
Nikki Bella.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Former Divas champion. I don't think she really won a title post.
No.
Yeah.
Never did. We wanted the Bellas to come back for the tag titles.
They should have been inaugural tag, because they were really one of the inaugural women's tag teams.
Yeah.
But I rest my case there.
Yes.
This is going to be one of Stephanie's biggest tests, because with the fact that Nikki is such an established star in the company,
there you go,
and she holds so much weight, this would give Stephanie the right rub she needs to really solidify WWE's choice in making her champion.
I agree.
With that being said, I'm going to talk about how we got here real quick.
Yep.
This comes with Nikki Bella coming back, just trying to kind of be that mentor role to a lot of the younger talent, which I didn't mind.
No.
But you knew eventually her greedy ass was going to try to find her way to get herself somewhere in the title picture.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So what happened? After a successful, thank you, title defense, Stephanie and Raquel, which was also a really good match.
Yes.
And after weeks of Nikki kind of showing that she had Stephanie's back against Judgment Day, after Stephanie, successfully retained against Raquel, Nikki decided, I'm going to attack her with the title.
Which was no shock to anybody that knows
who Nikki Bella is as a person. You're right.
I was also going to point out the fact that she was in her black gear, complete black gear, which is something causes a Nikki turn.
Yes, that indicates the Nikki turn. To anybody that really knows Nikki Bella's history, the minute the red gets swapped for the black, the heel turn is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Too obvious. Again, we saw it coming. I didn't think it was going to come this soon.
Right.
But I saw it coming. Going into our predictions, myself, Flash, Desario, and Ridicos are all team Stephanie, and rightfully so. You just gave her the title. You've done a really good job of building her momentum as champion. Why cool her off now? Hex and Cauldron went Nikki Bella, and you, my dear, are undecided, and I need to know. The people listening to this podcast need to know why.
So I went back and forth with this match forever, it seemed like. I don't want Stephanie's momentum to be killed. Like you said, you don't cool her off. She's doing a great job as champion. However, on the flip side of the coin, Nikki Bella has help. And it's not Judgment Day. It is her twin, who has talked numerous times about wanting to come back, whether it be for the one time or for 200 days with her sister. They have openly said it on the podcast, on their own podcast, that she wants to come back. She's ready to come back. All she's waiting is that one call. And if you're talking about a name as big as the Bella twins, you're not going to spoil it in the women's world. You're going to keep that under lock and key. You're going to keep it as quiet as you can. So this was a huge toss-up. I didn't want to straight go Stephanie because there is that chance that Brie does come back. And if Brie comes back, it's straight up Nikki. Nikki wins it. The Bellas are heel, and Nikki gets a chance at a world title that she, now has.
If you bring back Brie, if they're going to bring them back, reunite them as a team, I swear to God, if they do not get a title run, what the hell are we doing here?
No, I see it like this. If Nikki wins the belt because of Brie's help, Nikki's going to hold on to it for a couple days. Maybe a month, maybe 2. But beyond that, Brie's going to get to that point where she's going to be like, I want something around my waist now too. we have tag titles. Brie's not going to be able to come for one night. Nikki's going to lose the title. They're going to go in it together against whoever is the women's tag title holders. That's what I see happening.
Okay.
And at that point, I wouldn't be 100% mad. You give it to Nikki for at least 2 months. She's not breaking any records here.
Jesus.
Holding on to it for 2 months. She's not breaking down any barriers with it. The most she does is bring up girls from NXT, squashes them in matches, and gets so concerned because they actually do pretty well in the ring against her. But she thinks because it's the underdog brand,
she's gonna overlook them.
Yeah. And that's going to be her biggest downfall. It's going to be a call-up from NXT that gets her. And I'd love to see it. Or it's not a call-up and it's Roxanne Perez. She's the one that holds on to that beef and is like, you know what? I've beaten you before. Let's go. And she's going to underestimate her again. Brie's not going to be there. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne wins it. Brings it home to the clubhouse. You can't argue and you ain't mad if it goes that way.
I have been clamoring for Roxanne to be a champion for how long?
And forever.
Like, she did really well carrying the NXT women's division on her back for as long as she did. She is easily one of the most talented women in that locker room. Judgment Day being there to help mold her on the main roster.
Yes. Especially, Finn
has
being
been
that.
Absolutely phenomenal. It is working, and she is showcasing why her 4-year-old self at this point can run and lead a division, and why she is the future of the company.
Why she is the prodigy. Yeah.
That's not a nickname that was
just given
self-appointed. It wasn't something given just to be given. She earned that name, and every week that she is in the ring, in competition, or on the microphone, she proves why it is true.
I agree. I want to get into Desario's reasoning as to why he chose Stephanie real quick. And that being, he says, word for word, going Stephanie, this program has been incredibly rushed and did neither women any favors. On a card with 2 WarGames matches and one of Cena's last matches, there is no win position. Also, Nikki has been lost since coming back. I doubt this match fixes that.
Thank you!
I knew you were going to agree with him.
Thank you! What have they done with Nikki since her return?
Exactly.
Other than make her play sidekick. All she has been is a glorified sidekick since she came back. And in reality, I've been saying it since her return. The one-off appearance that we got was fine. She's not needed.
I agree. Again, why? I went undecided.
We don't need her.
Anyways.
Go back to retirement and abusing your ex-husband.
Oh. And oop. Alright, next match. Intercontinental Championship. The now Grand Slam champion.
Took him long enough.
The GOAT. That's what everybody's saying. John Cena.
He is actively It has actively taken him the longest amount of time over any other WWE superstar that has claimed Grand Slam status to achieve the Grand Slam champion, to be Grand Slam champion and gain that title. It's taken him 23 freaking years.
Of the current era,
The Miz actually did it the quickest.
I was going to ask if I can't. I couldn't remember if it was Miz of the current era or if it was another one was Dean Ambrose that they said.
Dean Ambrose also did it in a very short amount of time.
But I think they had deemed him the first. I could be wrong.
No. Of the modern era, of the current era that we are in.
Yes.
Of the modern era post like, I'm going to say post, like, Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Of, like, from Ruthless Aggression on, Miz achieved it first.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. Anyways, back into the match. John Cena takes on former champion Dominik Mysterio. This all came because Dominik wanted to go out and run his mouth. You know, Dominik being Dominik.
Okay, yep, nope, I am sorry. It took Dean Ambrose 260 days from his main roster debut to become Grand Slam champion, making him the fastest. So it is Ambrose, you are right.
Okay. I couldn't remember if he was the first or he was the fastest.
It took him less than a year.
Yes.
From his main roster debut.
Yeah, because the first title he held was the U.S.
U.S.
And then he went on to hold the tag, the WWE, and then the Intercontinental.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So Dominik Mysterio comes out running his mouth for Dominik. Tries to shut up John Cena in his hometown of Boston. We know it's not really the hometown, but Massachusetts.
I was going to say his hometown is like, is a suburb. It really is a suburb of Boston. Like, they said it was like 30 miles from the city of Boston. Close to freak enough.
Yeah, that's why I said hop, skip, and a jump away.
Cena did try to warn him.
Yeah.
Really did try to warn him.
But in true Dominik fashion, kept running his mouth. Cena ended up picking up the victory, becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. The previous week, Dominik...
The next week.
Yep. I said previous, yeah.
Yes. The following week on Raw.
Thank you. Following week on Raw, Cena's out. Dominik comes out there at Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
And
Cena's last Raw.
And Cena talks about how, he's finally did it. He's here. Dominik comes out. He wants his rematch.
Correction. The fans took over Cena's segment, didn't let him get in a word, and then Dom came out and interrupted whatever it is he was trying to say.
I mean, in all reality, we knew what
he was going to say, but I would have still liked to have heard it, man. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyways, so Dominik sets forth the fact that he wants his rematch. Cena's willing to give it to him then and there. That doesn't happen. Dominik wants it on his terms. He wants it at WarGames. He wants it at Survivor Series.
You got the best of me in your hometown. Now we fight for this in my hometown. I want to talk about an interview that Dom just did. Because Dom being Dom, the best character. If I have learned anything from the last 2-3 episodes of Raw, by the way, is that Dominik has definitely cemented himself as a main event player in the very near future. Because the fact that he was able to not only keep up with Cena on the mic, which very few can do, and fewer can beat Cena on the mic, but he also kept up with somebody of Cena's pedigree in the ring. Dominik Mysterio has the stamp of approval from the board and the fans to make the jump to who the main event picture. He has shown he can keep up with that scene. Let's look at everything he has accomplished this year and some of the names that he has put on the loser's poster.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's done phenomenal.
But he was talking about how it's kind of an honor to have Cena.
Yeah.
Have Cena around for the last thing, but in true Dominik fashion, it was, I love that I can say that his last real feud was with me, and 3 of his last 4 matches, Dominik was involved with.
True.
IC title.
Yep.
6-man tag in Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
WarGames. The only of the last 4 matches Cena will have, Dominik is only not involved in 1. Dom also went on to say, this just shows that Cena needed me more than I need him.
Of course, Dominik.
Of course, Dom is going to say that. I will say that this feud did only good things for Dominik's career, though.
I agree. Whether
this is one of those, everybody's like, oh, he jumped out and this. No. he just proved himself in the eyes of the company and any real fan watching. Mm-hmm. He's there. He's here.
If you had any doubts about Dominik Mysterio before, everything is just broken.
Toss him out the window, because at this point, this man is ready for anything they put in front of him.
I do have to say, though, because of him being on Raw, if he ever gets a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship, if they don't decide to move him during the shuffle or anything, he gets a chance at the World Championship. He needs to bring back the big gold from Eddie's time. The exact replica of that. He needs to bring it back in honor of his quote-unquote father.
Dude, no. Him telling Ray to keep his dad's name out his mouth was wild. I will say, as much as this is a big draw because this is Cena's last PLE,
yep,
the bigger draw, and I'm going to stand on this statement, and I have stood on this statement for weeks on end now. How I have argued this till I was blue in the face. Mm-hmm. The bigger draw for Survivor Series in San Diego was, is, and should have been
mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio, Dominik Mysterio, AAA Mega Championship on the line.
I agree.
Dom has done something that his father, Rey Mysterio, hasn't done, and that is capture that time.
And what you do is you don't have him lose it.
Not only do you have him beat Rey, you have him do it in front of wife and sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rey's
mom and sister, yes.
Yeah, Dom's mom and sister. You have him do it in front of all of the family friends at home. How did you, Paul Triple H Levesque, fumble this? Probably what would have been the most compelling story going into Survivor Series. I'm really happy we get a last PLE with Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Do not get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But you really could have given him any other opponent and it would have been the same feel. It would have been the same magnitude, not because of who the opponent is, but because of the circumstance of Cena's last pay-per-view. Last PLE. This will be his last Survivor Series.
This is the last real PLE.
It wouldn't have mattered who you put across Cena.
Yeah.
Your story wrote itself, and somehow you messed it up.
I agree.
What the hell?
So, jumping off of that and into our predictions, we have 3 for John Cena, me, you, and Desario. Everybody else is going Dirty Dom.
Everybody wants to see Dirty Dom win it. I don't think he should have lost it. He was doing a really good job as champion. I understand why they did it.
Yes.
You finally give him the one thing that we, the fans, have been wanting since he announced his tour.
Yes.
Grand Slam.
We didn't need to see 17.
I'm going to stand on that. I much rather would have seen this come earlier in the retirement tour than seeing an unnecessary heel turn.
Yeah.
That did nobody anything. You literally just did it to do it.
Yeah, that was really stupid.
With no rhyme, no reason, no purpose.
Exactly.
But an unnecessary heel turn and number 17.
Yep.
I much rather would have seen this early, like he did with the U.S. title back in 2015.
Yeah.
John Cena's IC title open challenge.
Yeah, like he continued to do.
And you continue to do what? Elevate the young guys, because that's exactly what he did in 2015.
Yep.
Sami Zayn doesn't get to the level of popularity that he did so early on in his WWE career without that match. I love that Zayn not only asked for permission from Cena in Chicago, Cena's last SmackDown, to continue that legacy and let him be the first person in the Open Challenge.
Yep.
But he elevated everybody that they put in front of him.
I mean, let's think about the current United States champion right now.
Hold on. Yes, because it helped elevate Ilya's career. The gimmick worked with Cena. Established star. It made sense. Biggest company man, biggest babyface. He's always going to be willing to put somebody over, because even in those losses, you remembered everybody he faced.
Yes.
Sami Zayn, the U.S. title open challenge worked because he is established. He is a massive babyface, and every match was memorable, which made every opponent memorable. Let's talk about probably one of my favorite matches to come out of that, Javon mother-freaking Evan. Rey Fénix. Phenomenal match. I love Ilya. I love that they're doing something with him. This isn't a gimmick that works for him. Not yet. Why? Because he just spent over a year on injury. Fans kind of forgot about him. And he is not an established guy in the company yet.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. title open challenge does not make sense for him to win.
No, it doesn't. And on the same note, when you look at the people that are challenging for this,
they're a lot more established than him.
It's also the people that they've listed as jobbers right now. It's tag teams.
Because I'm gonna keep it 100% honest right now.
Yeah.
Both members of Fraxium, more established on the main roster than Ilya is right now. Both members of DIY, more established, and he hasn't even faced Tommaso.
He refuses to face Tommaso.
Because Tommaso is a jackass.
Don't call my best friend a jackass.
Don't call my husband's best friend a jackass. I need one of those shirts because they are funny. He's faced Aleister Black. Aleister Black, upon returning, became more relevant on the main roster than him. And that feud with Damian Priest was amazing. Let's be real. If it wasn't for Priest, Aleister Black would be U.S. champion.
I agree.
Who did he just face? JD McDonough. Phenomenal match. Loved that match. I wanted JD to come out of that with that U.S. title. I agree. Why? Because he would be a more compelling U.S. champion than Ilya Dragunov right now.
But even with JD taking it, would the U.S. Open Challenge continued?
No. You know good and well they would have closed that off immediately. And I would have been fine with that.
Okay.
I would have been fine with it. Why? Because first off, when was the last time we had a heel U.S. champion that actually was a relevant U.S. champion?
Yep.
Yeah, I was saying, because your last heel that held the U.S. title was Solo.
Yeah.
And then Sammy beat him. I don't even remember how long that reign lasted. He won it, Mania?
I'm not 100%
No,
sure.
Jacob won it at Mania, off of LA Knight.
Yep.
He won it at Night of Champions in June. Sammy beat him for it in September.
Yeah, I would say, I didn't think it was that long of a...
It was end of June to beginning, middle of September. He held it for less than 90 days.
You know what? I ain't even gonna argue with you.
Give me a heel U.S. champion. I know this has nothing to do with the match at hand, but it definitely stems from the legacy of a participant in the match. But that's what I would have rather have seen for Cena's retirement. Because think about it, we could have gotten Cena, Javon. We could have gotten... I would have loved to see Cena, Shawn Spears.
So Solo Sikoa's reign was 62 days. If you count Jacob Fatu as a heel at the time.
Nope, he was a babyface. Because that was after he broke from the...
The last one we had, aside from them, to quote relevant heel, was Logan Paul.
And even then...
November 4th, 2023, and that was 273 days.
Was he really relevant, though?
I mean, you said it yourself that at least it would get more look and shine to it.
But that's because of how much media presence he had, not because of what he was actually doing in the company.
And then before that, we had the heel that really flunked as a heel, Austin Theory.
Correction, he was a heel that flunked as a star because nobody knows how to freaking book him.
You book him like Cena.
We've been saying you should have booked him like Cena, but you know what? They tried that approach, and it still failed. Cena called him for it.
True. Last relevant 100% heel, only because I don't ever think I've seen this man as a face in the company. June 3rd, 2019, Samoa Joe.
I'm gonna no, because before Theory, you got to remember that feud with Rollins and Lashley, where they were trading off that title for a small period of time. Lashley, relevant heel. Rollins, relevant heel.
Yep, when we look at Lashley and Rollins, that was 147 days for each.
I remember them being champion. I cared about them being champion.
I couldn't remember if they were heels or not.
Yes, they were both heels. It was literally a three-way heel feud.
And then Riddle ended up coming out with that afterwards.
Yes.
Which then started the triangle of death between Seth and Riddle.
That was insane. But back to Cena versus Dominik. Cena should have, again, won this significantly sooner.
I agree.
I love that Dom did get his moment at Mania, though.
Yes. Especially in the fashion that it happened.
He deserved it.
I agree.
But again, Cena could have dropped the title to him hosting that IC title open challenge at Mania. Dominik answers, beats him.
Yeah.
Dominik still ends up with the same moment.
Yeah. I agree.
Dominik still ends up a made star. I'm going to go ahead and argue that if that's how they would have booked it, he ends up a bigger star.
Yeah, you just beat Cena his last Mania. Yeah.
His last Mania, you just went out and beat John Cena, the guy that is arguably debated by many fans and people backstage as the GOAT of the industry.
And not only that, but you beat him when he didn't even know who was coming out. You beat him when he had no time to prepare.
You beat him at his game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely would
On
have been a
the
bigger star.
biggest stage in all of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
How did y'all fumble that one?
Because they didn't see the whole perspective. This is why
I'm going to be very cheesy right now. They didn't see the vision. They didn't see the big picture. Mm-hmm. Just like they aren't seeing it with the story that writes itself in Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio for the AAA Mega Championship in San Diego, California.
I agree.
Dude, what the hell are we doing? If that wasn't the outcome, why? Why even put him on the card?
Maybe Dad comes out to help Cena retain.
Notice how when Cena did win that title,
mm-hmm.
Ray looked at him and was like, "Thank you for beating his ass." And Cena's response was, "He's still a good kid. Just needed some guidance."
Yeah.
But he reminded Ray, "Your kid is still a good kid. He's just losing his way a little bit."
Yeah.
How do you reel him back in?
Yeah.
You knock his ego down a peg. You humble the hell out of him in front of his hometown crowd as his father.
Yeah.
Or you inflate his ego even more by having him beat his father and continue to rub it in the face. I'm still holding a championship you never got to. I have already established... accomplished one of the biggest things in my career.
That you could never touch.
And surpassed your legacy because I'm holding this. He claims king of the luchadors. He's got the crown to prove it.
And by beating his dad, you solidify the crown.
You solidify that crown. Because you don't talk lucha libre without talking Rey Mysterio.
Right. 100%.
He brought that lucha libre style. He helped televise and revolutionize that lucha libre style here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Without Rey Mysterio jumping to a WCW, an ECW, or a WWE, 90% of fans wouldn't know what lucha libre is.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But tangent over, we've gone into the predictions of what's going to be a very emotional match for most of us fans. Getting worked up talking about it. We're going to go into our main event.
That is you.
Men's War Games. Cody Rhodes. CM Punk. Roman Reigns. Jimmy and Jay Uso.
Team Ego.
WWE Champion. World Heavyweight Champion. A guy that wants them both, and the only reason he's here is because he hates and has a problem with each and every mother flower, each and every other dude on the opposite team. Logan Paul. Let's talk about how they sacrificed his ass this last Monday. That was funny. But he has a problem with Logan Paul because it's Logan Paul who likes that man to begin with.
Agreed.
Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre is always in Roman's business, regardless.
Drew McIntyre is in everybody's business.
Plus, Drew's coming after the family. The only reason Roman is involved is because he stated it this last week, I'm only involved, I'm looking up for Jimmy and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
The Vision, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and their Oracle, Paul Heyman, who betrayed Roman at Mania.
Yup.
And Brock Lesnar, the man that doesn't play well with others. I looked at this the other day. I saw this the other day, and it was like, look at Brock Lesnar's last tag team partners. Shinsuke Nakamura in Japan beat his ass after the match. Cody Rhodes beat his ass before the match. The last time Lesnar was involved in a situation where he was part of a team at Survivor Series, 22 years ago. 2003.
So who's to say that win or lose in this match, he doesn't beat everybody's ass?
Oh, he's going to do it anyway. He's going to do it. He's going to do it regardless. He's Brock Lesnar. He's only coming out because Paul Heyman asked him to. And the one person that will always get him to say yes is Mr. Heyman.
Yeah, I agree.
You saw the writing on the wall when Heyman introduced and lost him.
I also want to point out, when you were going through everything, it is deemed official that Logan Paul is part of the Vision now.
They're going to turn on him too.
I just wanted
this
to
is a, I'm letting you think.
The Vision.
This is a, I'm letting you think you're a part of the Vision until we no longer have a use for you. And right now, what is his use? The sacrificial lamb.
Oh, I agree.
Think about it. Let's pay attention to this last Monday on Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Lesnar comes out, busts his shit. I laughed.
Oh, yeah.
Was kind of in tears. Somebody needs to remind that man that that smooth of a platform and cowboy boots do not mix, sir. Bronson Reed almost broke character. Don't think anybody else caught that one.
Oh, no.
But what was it?
A lot of people did.
Lesnar comes down. Let's go beat them up. Let's go beat their asses. Logan, immediately after scoring the win to give his team the advantage, which, mind you, speaking of advantage matches, we get the women's advantage match tonight on SmackDown.
Yes, we do.
Now, Logan, after securing the victory, after a lot of distractions, who goes running in? Logan Paul. Thinking everybody else is behind him, Lesnar stops everybody. Logan Paul gets the holy hell beat out of him. So, I was watching something on TikTok. Who eats the pin here?
Logan.
If you're on team heel, He's the only one that makes sense. Ain't no way Brock Lesnar's going to willingly eat that pin. They've made Drew relevant enough that he's not going to eat that pin. And you're trying to build Breakker and Bronson as the future of the company. Logan Paul is your sacrificial lamb. That is the only reason he is in this equation. Team Babyface. It's not going to be either one of your champions. It's not going to be Roman.
It's going to be Jay.
It's not going to be Jay.
Jimmy.
Jimmy is the only one you can afford to put the loss on.
I mean...
Think about it.
I think either Uso could take the loss, personally.
Think about it this way. Roman is too big an established star.
Oh, yeah.
Longest reigning WWE champion.
Well, Universal, but yes.
Whatever. Your current world champion is CM Punk.
Yeah, they're not going to have Punk lose it.
Current WWE champion.
Cody Rhodes.
They're not going to have him lose it. And you're in no way in hell you're going to have Jimmy, who just came off of a main event run as world champion.
You mean Jay?
Yes. Jay, who's come off of a main event run himself not that long ago. Who is a 2-time IC champion? One time.
Yep.
He is your former world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And they're still pushing him to be this main event guy, who's currently also still in the Last Time Is Now tournament to determine Cena's last opponent at Saturday night's main event, December 13th.
Which we will be covering.
So, with that being said, who is the one that has nothing relevant going for them on that team?
Unfortunately, it's Jimmy Uso then.
So who becomes the guy to eat the pin?
Jimmy Uso.
Going into our predictions. So, got it. Hex and Desario stand as a team in going with the Vision. And I've already broken down why this doesn't work.
I'm going to read Desario's in a minute.
Everybody else has gone with Team Babyface, Team Ego, Team...
It only works for this night.
Yes.
We only work together for this night. Alright, Desario's reasoning. Men's WarGames. Choppy build, not gonna lie. It wasn't until last week that it started picking up steam, taking the heel team once some type of turn on Cody's team, leading to their lose.
The thing is, the turn that's going to happen is Lesnar on everybody before we get the turn
from Cody.
Because they've already established, during this match, I have your back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to. Everything after this match,
yeah,
that's a different story.
You're dead to me. Unless you're family. The only way I could see Desario's 100% working...
I also want to point out that in this match, Jimmy is the only one that hasn't held a singles championship on the main roster.
What did Bronson Reed hold? Yeah.
He's the only one that's never won a singles championship
to begin
in
with.
General.
Okay. I was going to say, we're talking on the main roster. What the hell did Bronson Reed hold? Because you paused there completely. Going back into what I was saying, the only way I can see Desario's working 100% in his favor is it has to be Cody that turns. And it's not Cody turning on the Usos, and it's not Cody turning on Punk. It's him turning on Roman, because it's an I get you before you get me. Because Roman stated on Monday, I'm coming for one of those titles.
He specifically stated, I'm here for the Usos. I can look out for my family the best.
Yeah.
Looked both champions in their eyes and said that the title looks better on his shoulder.
Yep. Thus saying, I'm coming for one of your titles. And when they pointed out, as Roman was walking away, are you talking about me or are you talking about me? He chuckled and to the camera essentially said, you guys figure that out.
Essentially, I don't care. I'm taking one of those titles at some point.
Yeah. If it's going to be anybody that turns to make Desario's argument 100%, it is 100% going to be Cody on Roman. Get the jump before he can. That's what it's going to turn into.
Funny is they have continuously, the way they have booked Jay, the fact that Punk keeps calling him Little Roman, I can see it being Jay.
I could also see it being Jay, but not till after the match. Jay keeps it quiet the whole match. If Jay picks up the win, because Punk is on the other side, that's when the attack happens. But it's only after the curtain call.
I will also really, really like to see how Punk and Cody get along after Monday. Because the way Punk came out...
It was like, I'm sorry, your team?
I
I
heard you say this was your team. Look, you are the guy on the blue brand. You are the guy and the champion for SmackDown. On the US, but this ain't SmackDown. This ain't the USA Network. This is Raw on Netflix where I'm the champion.
I'm the quarterback.
So, you are on my show. We are not on yours. And then Roman looked at him and was like, I don't care whose team it is.
I'm just here for my family.
I just need... And then laid it out of... I'm here for the Usos. And again, I'm coming for one of these titles.
I do want to point out, I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, Tank, who I hope eventually, we've talked about it, getting him on the podcast. Noticing Lesnar putting his hat on Bron Breakker. And me and him had agreed that it was kind of a passing of the torch moment. Big brother to little brother because of the smile that Lesnar had. Yes.
Have I not...
Well, you have
been telling both of y'all this?
No, you have been. And I agree. Because you got to see it even more now with him actually passing the
For
torch.
months, even before Lesnar came back. That if Breakker was going to be deemed the next big thing, which was originally Lesnar's moniker.
Yeah.
That if he was really going to be the next big badass.
Yeah.
The next future guy. He was going to need the blessing from Lesnar.
Mm-hmm. You have
and
it.
with Heyman as his guy, as his corner guy, yeah. We're seeing the writing on the wall more and more every week. I will say one of my favorite things to come out of this was Cody on last week Friday on SmackDown. Because he cooked everybody without actually addressing anyone. After he came back into the arena, helped Bronson lose to Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
And then addressed Drew McIntyre, addressed Bronson Reed, addressed Lesnar, looked at Heyman and told him, basically said, you line up whoever you want and I'm going to beat him. Looking Lesnar in the eye. Why? Because he's already conquered 2 of his main guys.
You mean Heyman?
Yes. Roman and Lesnar.
Yes.
The only Heyman guy that hasn't been... former Heyman guy that hasn't been conquered yet by Cody Rhodes is CM Punk.
Yes.
And the next ones on the chopping block are Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. And the fact that he took a legacy shot.
Yes, I was waiting for you to get there. That gave me goosebumps.
Historically speaking, a Steiner has never been better than a Rhodes. He delivered that with such conviction. I need Crash Out Cody more often.
I need Cody just to turn into a Crash Out in general.
I need Crash Out Cody religiously.
But going back to what started this little tangent, you have been saying it, yes. However, we've talked about it numerous times. I wanted to see the seal of approval from Lesnar. I've told you this person to person.
You know where we get this?
You get it at... You can get it there. But you got the start of it
here
on Raw. You got the little hat, the smile. That's what I was talking with Tank about. That smile, that you're my little brother and I'm going to look out for you. You call me, guess what? Hell is coming. The look you give me when I need you to have
Breakker
my back.
isn't waiting for anyone to pass him the torch, though.
No.
when he feels he's ready for it, he's just going to come out and snatch it. And you know how he's going to do that? He's going to get through this WarGames. And we're going to see it, and I'm calling it now.
Call it now.
As of 4:10 Central Time, Friday, November 28th, 2025, we are getting Breakker versus Lesnar at Mania.
Is this Lesnar's retirement?
I don't think it's Lesnar's retirement, but this is Bron Breakker
snatching the torch,
continuously doing exactly what he has been doing, and that is I'm putting the old generation on notice and out to pasture so that the new generation, my generation, me specifically, can take over. This isn't please give me the torch. This is, I'm taking it from you whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. There ain't you can do about it.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this match card, although I am a little sad that it's so small.
And if you don't give me that match, by the way, again, writing on the wall is there.
Yes.
This match will make the fans happy.
Yes.
The writing on the wall is there. The story writes itself.
I agree.
All you gotta do
start an emotion.
Is make it happen.
Yep.
The build-up is literally right there. Especially when you add the one common denominator of Paul Heyman.
Agreed.
Who is Heyman going to align with when it comes time for it?
I think he stays with Braun.
You give me that conflicted Heyman, just like going to Mania this year.
Yeah.
He didn't know whether he wanted Roman or Punk, just for him to swerve us and go align with Rollins.
Yeah.
And give me the confliction. Do I stick with the guy that is proven to be a success for me, or do I take a chance on this new guy?
I think you keep him with the new guy.
But, with that being said,
yes,
we have concluded our pre-show to Survivor Series WarGames. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Again, to those that celebrate, because I know not everybody listening celebrates Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy Cena's last PLE. Might cry a little bit.
And if you are in the northern states of the United States, stay safe this weekend, as we're supposed to get a lot of snow.
Oh yeah, we got a snowstorm advisory.
Yes. With that being said, we are out. Laters.